I'm Olivia, a 31-year-old marketing director in New York City, and for 5 years I was married to Jason Sterling, heir to a tech empire. His mother, Vivian, saw me as an unworthy outsider, a threat to her pristine family legacy. On my 31st birthday, at Per Se, Manhattan's most exclusive restaurant, Vivian handed me divorce papers as a gift, with Jason recording my reaction, their faces alight with anticipation of my humiliation. I signed the papers, thanked her with a steady voice, and walked out, head high, leaving them stunned. They had no idea I'd been unraveling their secrets for months, setting in motion a plan that would expose their lies and secure my freedom. If you've faced toxic in-laws or hidden betrayals, drop a comment below, like, and subscribe to hear how I turned the tables in ways they never saw coming. I grew up in suburban Minnesota, in a home filled with warmth but modest means. My dad, a high school math teacher, spent evenings grading papers at our kitchen table, while my mom ran a small bookstore, her pride and joy. They taught me and my younger sister, Clara, the value of hard work and integrity. Unlike friends with college funded by parents, I worked as a barista and tutored to keep my scholarship at the University of Minnesota, earning a marketing degree. At 24, I moved to New York City, landing a job at Apex Strategies, a top-tier marketing firm. My innovative campaigns for national brands earned me promotions to senior brand manager within 3 years, and I was on track to become a director. My career was my anchor, but my personal life was a revolving door of short-lived relationships, my long hours leaving little room for romance, until Jason. I met Jason at my college roommate's wedding in the Hamptons, where he was the best man, cousin to the groom. His confident smile and warm brown eyes drew me in instantly. Over cocktails, he toasted, "To a woman with brains and ambition, a rare gem." Jason, 33, was the vice president of business development at Sterling Tech, a tech firm founded by his grandfather and now a powerhouse under his father, Thomas. With a Wharton MBA and a penthouse lifestyle, Jason exuded charm without the arrogance I'd expected from old money. Our romance was a whirlwind. Weekend getaways to Martha's Vineyard, surprise deliveries of roses to my office, and deep conversations about our futures. 6 months later, he proposed under the twinkling lights of the Brooklyn Bridge, the city skyline as our backdrop. I said yes, believing I'd found my partner for life. The first warning came when I met Vivian Sterling, Jason's mother. At a dinner in their Upper East Side penthouse, she greeted me in a tailored Dior dress, her blonde hair immaculate, her smile cold. "Marketing, is it?" she said, as if I sold trinkets on the street. I always told Jason to marry someone who prioritizes family. Careers can be so consuming. Jason squeezed my hand but said nothing, a silence that would haunt our marriage. I brushed off the knot in my stomach, hoping she'd warm to me. Wedding planning became a battlefield. Vivian insisted on the Pierre Hotel, dismissing my idea for a smaller venue in Central Park. My sleek, modern gown was unsuitable. She sent catalogs of voluminous ball gowns befitting a Sterling bride. When I suggested incorporating my family's Polish traditions, like a shared bread-breaking ceremony, she called them quaint but unnecessary. Jason played peacemaker, siding with Vivian to avoid conflict, whispering, "She'll back off after the wedding, Olivia. I promise." His father, Thomas, a quiet man consumed by Sterling Tech, stayed out of it. The wedding was a spectacle. Vivian's vision, not mine, but I focused on Jason, clinging to our love. The first 2 years were a mix of joy and strain. We bought a sleek Tribeca loft, which I turned into a home with vibrant art and cozy touches. We explored New York's culinary scene, from hole-in-the-wall ramen joints to Michelin star restaurants, and hosted friends for Super Bowl watch parties. But Vivian's presence loomed. She'd appear unannounced, using a key Jason gave her for emergencies, inspecting our home for dust or rearranging my decor. "Jason's used to a certain standard, dear," she'd say, critiquing my homemade lasagna. I tried to win her over, cooking her favorite dishes, joining her charity board for the Met Gala, even taking a decorum class. Nothing worked. Jason's promises to set boundaries, "I'll talk to her," never materialized. 3 years in, Jason's promotion to Chief Strategy Officer at Sterling Tech meant weeks-long trips to Asia and Europe. Vivian filled the void, letting herself into our loft to organize my pantry or replace my colorful throw pillows with tasteful beige ones. "Your blue ones were donated, dear," she said dismissively when I protested. She criticized my career-driven wardrobe and questioned my long hours. "Jason provides plenty. Why work so hard?" Her worst offense came at a Sterling Tech dinner I hosted, where my painstakingly prepared duck confit was met with, "A bit dry, Olivia. Jason's ex Nicole trained at Le Cordon Bleu, you know." Jason shrugged it off. "Mom's just picky. Don't take it personally." The isolation deepened. Vivian hosted family events, Thanksgiving at their Hamptons estate, 4th of July at their lake house, where my invitations arrived late or not at all. At a Christmas gala, I overheard her tell her sister, "Olivia's not what we envisioned for Jason. The prenup will protect us when he moves on." The prenup, which I'd signed willingly, now felt like a guillotine. Worse, I found spreadsheets on Jason's laptop tracking my purchases, a new coat, work dresses, marked as extravagant. He admitted Vivian was helping manage our finances, saying, "She's just looking out for us." Then I discovered restricted access to our joint accounts, with funds moved to Jason's name only. The final blow came when I found texts on Jason's phone from Nicole, his ex, planning romantic weekends and a future once he sorts things at home. Confronted, Jason accused me of invading his privacy, then stormed out to his parents' penthouse, claiming he needed space. Depression engulfed me. I lost weight, struggled at work, and withdrew from friends, wondering if Vivian was right. Was I unfit for their world? But a chilling discovery snapped me out of it. Our joint accounts were drained, checking, savings, investments, leaving $100. Jason's response was cold. "Mom suggested securing our assets given your emotional instability." Financial abuse, he called it, protection. I contacted Patricia Goldman, a renowned New York divorce attorney, who labeled it gaslighting and financial control, common in wealthy families protecting their empires. "The Sterlings will fight dirty," she warned. "Document everything and trust no one." I opened a secret email and prepaid phone, copied financial records, and discovered hidden cameras in our loft's office and bedroom, disguised as chargers. Jason was monitoring me. My fear turned to resolve. I wouldn't be their victim. 3 months before my birthday, I'd noticed discrepancies in Jason's financial documents. Funds funneled through Sterling Tech's charitable foundation to offshore accounts. Suspecting more than divorce maneuvers, I hired Frank Donovan, a private investigator specializing in white-collar crime, using a personal savings account Jason didn't know about. Frank uncovered a web of tax evasion, money laundering, and embezzlement at Sterling Tech, with Jason's signatures on incriminating documents. He also found evidence of Jason's affairs, not just with Nicole, but with 3 other women, funded by company accounts disguised as consulting fees. "They're sloppy," Frank said. "Money makes them think they're untouchable." But Frank uncovered something else, a cryptic reference to Project Eclipse, a secret Sterling Tech initiative. Documents hinted at illegal data harvesting from users of their flagship app, a social platform with millions of users. The implications were massive: privacy violations, potential blackmail, and ties to foreign entities. A name kept appearing: Elena Voss, a former Sterling Tech executive who'd vanished after a disagreement with Thomas years ago. Frank tracked her down in Seattle, living under an alias. "She's scared," he said, "but she might talk if you guarantee protection." I met Elena in a nondescript Seattle diner, her nervous eyes scanning the room. She revealed that Project Eclipse was Vivian's brainchild, a scheme to sell user data to shady buyers, with Jason overseeing the cover-up. "I left when they threatened my family," she whispered. "They'll destroy anyone who exposes them." Elena gave me encrypted files, warning, "They're watching you, Olivia. Be careful." Her words chilled me, but the evidence was gold, proof of crimes far beyond financial fraud. Patricia called the evidence a game changer. Courts and the IRS would dismantle the Sterling's empire if this came to light. I built my case meticulously, documenting abuse, recording Vivian's barbed comments, legal in New York, and securing my finances. My boss, Linda, an ally after surviving her own toxic marriage, deferred my bonus to a new account and connected me with a financial advisor to establish solo credit. I joined a women's support group under an alias and started therapy with Dr. Wilson, who helped me see the Sterling's manipulation as abuse, not love. I reconnected with college friends, building a network outside the Sterling's reach, all while playing the devoted wife at their galas, smiling through Vivian's insults. Then came a chilling warning. Late one night, my prepaid phone received an anonymous text, "Stop digging or you'll regret it." A grainy photo of me at the library using the public computer followed. Someone was following me. Frank traced the number to a burner phone, likely tied to a Sterling tech contractor. "They're rattled," he said. "Keep your head down." I doubled my caution, varying my routines and avoiding the loft alone. The stakes were higher than I'd imagined. The birthday ambush. Jason insisted on celebrating my 31st birthday at Per Se, with Vivian, Thomas, his brother Ryan, and sister-in-law Catherine joining. Their forced smiles and Jason's nervous glances raised my suspicions. But I went, ready to play my part. The restaurant was a vision of opulence: crystal chandeliers, white linens, hushed waiters. After a tense meal, a waiter brought a cake with one candle. As I leaned to blow it out, Vivian slid an envelope across the table. "A gift for Olivia," she announced, her voice carrying. Inside were divorce papers, signed by Jason, offering no alimony, no assets, and a gag order. Jason filmed me, Ryan smirked, and diners stared. Vivian purred, "A public setting ensures civility." I took a pen, signed with a steady hand, and said, "Thank you, Vivian, for making this easy. I've wanted out of your toxic family for ages. Jason, I hope Nicole enjoys your mother's leash." Gasps rippled through the restaurant. I stood, placed my napkin down, and walked out, their stunned silence trailing me. In a taxi, I allowed myself a smile. They had no idea what was coming. The counterstrike. I moved to a Brooklyn apartment rented under a friend's name, changed my number, and let Patricia handle Jason's lawyers. 3 days later, the IRS launched an investigation into Sterling Tech based on my whistleblower report, freezing accounts and issuing subpoenas. Vivian left a voicemail. "Stop this, Olivia, or we'll ruin you." I saved it as evidence. Frank uncovered more. Threats against Elena had come from a Sterling Tech fixer, Marcus Kane, a shadowy figure tied to their dirtier dealings. A late-night break-in at my old loft, caught on my secret security camera, showed a masked figure searching my desk. Frank confirmed Kane's involvement, raising the stakes. At a meeting with the Sterlings and their lawyers, Patricia presented our evidence: 8 years of tax fraud, money laundering, and Project Eclipse's data violations. Thomas paled, Vivian seethed, and Jason's protests were silenced by his lawyer. After 6 hours of heated negotiation, they agreed to a fair asset split: my intellectual property from Sterling Tech campaigns, a mutual non-disclosure agreement, and a settlement reflecting my contributions. Jason begged for a private talk. "Is this revenge, Olivia?" I replied, "It's justice. You chose your mother's control over our marriage." He had no answer. Vivian's 60th birthday gala at the Plaza Hotel was her crowning moment. 200 of New York's elite, from Wall Street tycoons to charity moguls, gathered to celebrate the Sterling legacy. I wasn't removed from the guest list, likely an oversight. Dressed in a sleek black gown, I arrived as Vivian spoke about family integrity. Her champagne glass froze when she saw me. I worked the room, subtly warning key investors, Harold Bennett of Empire Bank, Laura Chen of Hudson Ventures, about impending news on Sterling Tech. Whispers spread as guests checked their phones, finding early reports of the IRS probe. I approached Nicole, Jason's date, in a too-tight dress. "I'm Olivia, Jason's wife, soon ex-wife. Did he mention his other affairs or the federal investigation?" Her face crumpled, and she fled, Jason chasing her. I took the stage, tapping a flute. A toast to Vivian, who taught me what family isn't, who gifted me divorce papers on my birthday with her son filming. Thank you for freeing me from your lies. The FBI and IRS send regards. Chaos erupted. Guests left. Vivian collapsed in tears and Jason stood alone, his empire crumbling. The press exploded with Sterling Tech's scandals. Its stock tanked, board members resigned, and the foundation was dismantled. Thomas faced charges. Jason avoided prison by cooperating, but lost his role. Vivian vanished from society, her reputation shattered. Jason's pleas for reconciliation, flowers, emails, a desperate lobby visit, fell flat. "I choose you now, Olivia," he said. "Too late," I replied. "You chose wrong." He moved to San Francisco, starting over. I launched a boutique marketing firm with Linda, focusing on ethical brands. My Williamsburg condo, filled with my art and books, was my sanctuary. Therapy with Dr. Wilson healed old wounds. Teaching me forgiveness was for my peace, not their redemption. New friendships bloomed, hiking groups, book clubs, and I began dating, cautious but hopeful. A year later, at a Brooklyn farmer's market, I bumped into Vivian, her designer armor gone, gray roots showing. "You ruined us," she said, voice broken. "No, Vivian," I replied. "Your secrets did. I just shone a light." She walked away, a shadow of her former self. The Sterlings taught me that love without respect is a cage, that independence is freedom, and that truth is the ultimate weapon. If you're trapped in a toxic dynamic, you can rewrite your story. Share your journey below, and if this resonated, like and subscribe. This is Olivia, living authentically, reminding you that the best revenge is thriving on your own terms.